Squad, welcome back to IGHQ. You can call me COMM, and today we're diving beneath the surface of Season 15 Eclipse and looking at some of the patch notes that came alongside this update. Of course, the season is live, so I encourage you to jump on in, try out the new map, legend, work your way through the battle pass, check out the new stickers, and even give to your friends, but all that's in the surface video linked in the cards. And so as promised with this video, we're going to dive beneath the surface and look at some of those patch notes. So here we go. Starting simply with the map rotation, obviously our featured map is Broken Moon, and then it'll rotate into Olympus, and then World's Edge. Note, on all these maps, Ring 1 pre-shrink time has been increased up to 90 seconds from 60. Changes made to ranked are slim, just a little increase to the entry level requirement, up to 20 from 10. Our crate rotation has the Mastiff back on the floor, and the RE45 enters the crate with Disruptor rounds. The gold weapons this season are the R301, Devotion, 3030 Repeater, EVA 8, and Prowler.
I'm very pleased.
We have a few changes here actually to the HopUps in the game. First, they've added the Anvil Receiver back in for the R301 and Flatline, both the floor loot and crafting bundles. The double tap trigger rarity has been increased to Legendary, and it's improved recoil for the burst fire on the Scout. The turbocharger when equipped to the Havoc or Devo now decreases your damage by 1. Hammer point rounds have been removed from the floor loot and crafting bundles. Boosted loader also removed this season. Additionally, we see the kinetic feeder leave the game as well. So like I said, quite a few changes made to the HopUps. But looking now at our crafting rotation for Season 15 Eclipse, we see the Spitfire enter alongside the PK, and we see a reduction to the PK projectile growth as well. But that brings us the Havoc and the P2020 back onto the floor. You have a few additional weapon balances. Looking at the Rampage, it now begins charged up when you pick it up from the supply drop, and they remove the heat decay over time. So just when you're actually using the weapon. And then they made it so that in both the Sentinel and the Rampage, you could actually, before the charge expires, add another cell. Looking now at the Mastiff, as it did come out of the crate, we do see some changes. The ammo capacity has been increased from 4 to 5. They've widened the blast pattern, the damage per pellet has been reduced from 14 to 11, and the projectile growth has been reduced. Additionally, they made it so that your reload can now be cancelled by aiming down sights. For the RE45, the damage has been increased from 12 to 14, and the disruptor rounds have been added to it as we mentioned, and that's going to give it that increased damage for shields by 30%. The L-Star sees a reduced recoil at the beginning of the pattern, and also the stow animation adjusted just a bit better to match the timings. Looking now at the Volt SMG though, it has been reduced in its projectile speed and increased in the projectile gravity, so big savage there. The triple take rate of fire has been increased from 1.2 to 1.35, and the choke charge time reduced from 1.1 to 0.75. And lastly, as we look at the R99, they've increased the blue mag up from 24 to 25, and the purple mag up from 27 to 28, so one extra bullet, but hey. Some quality of life improvements and bug fixes ahead, but first, if you've gained any HopUps to tell your friends or enjoyed the video this far, feel free to hit the like button. But moving on, we do see some quality of life changes here. So they've updated the UI tab navigation system presentation. They've updated some various menus alongside that to match the new system, so we should be looking at a new user interface. Zip lines can now be pinged at a distance, and they've decreased the time required to pick up 2 teammates' banners from their death boxes by cancelling the initial banner pickup animation when you grab the next one. Lastly, we move on to the list of bug fixes. It's not that big of one, but that's okay. They've put most of their focus elsewhere this season as we've seen, but Stormpoint did get a little bit of a tweak, as well as Kings. I know they're not in rotation, but here's what they did. For Stormpoint, they fixed an issue where the zipline was missing in a building on Northpad, and for Kings, they fixed a bug where players could not ping Wraith's portal in her town takeover. Additionally, they fixed a bug where the decimal numbers showed up on stat screens that shouldn't have. For Vantage now, they fixed a bug where Sniper's mark damage multiplier would continue even after a player is downed, and they fixed a bug where Vantage's passive ability displayed team of 3 when less than 3 players were alive in the squad. For Revenant, we see they fixed a bug with the Revelation skin where players would experience the camera clipping into Revenant's shoulder after exiting Shadow form. Valkyrie, they fixed a bug for cases where she would remain in her skydive animation after interacting with the replicator. And for Crypto, they fixed a bug where his Bywin Blade heirloom wouldn't be visible while using a survey beacon. They fixed a bug during the tutorial where the first loot bin would become inaccessible if a player attempted to open it while standing between the bin and Bloodhound. They fixed a bug for some players with custom controls that they just couldn't jump. They fixed a bug where the timer would show incorrect time for the next ranked season and when it would start. Fixed cases for loot bins that would crush players to death if they got caught in between the lid and the wall. They fixed cases for players who could get stuck inside the replicator if they were knocked while using it. And additionally, we see here for the 30-30 and Mastiff, they fixed a case where players would be unable to aim down sights until reloading is complete when done at certain times, so just really inconvenient. They fixed a bug where the user location on the minimap wouldn't properly update and show the direction the player is facing during the skydive sequence. They fixed a bug where the legend ability UI would flicker when going into the legend select before the match starts. And they made a fix for the firing range dummies to properly take damage based on where they actually get hit. That does do it though for the Apex-FAX, the beneath the surface of Eclipse, the nitty gritty of the game. Not actually too much changes. They're just kind of letting things settle and letting us focus on the surface of the season, you know, with the new map of course. And we do have a few weapon changes and a lot of shakeups to the HopUps, so that'll be interesting. But for the most part, like I said, I think their focus was on that new map and the new legend, so you'll have to let me know if they delivered on that. But as we reach the end of the video, I just want to say thanks for being here. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, it does help me out, or join the comments down below. But squad, as always, stay safe, stay gaming, and I'll see you in the next video. COMMsOut.